Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. Welcome to our twists class. So happy you are here. Twists have a lot of benefits. Really benefits the digestive system. It can help relieve any issues here, especially if you have any constipation. One of the contraindications is if you have real loose bowels, you may not want to do twists. Maybe make it even more so. If you have a migraine, you probably don't want to do this. Really irregular blood pressure, really low or really high. Sometimes with menstruation, but I always have. It's never been an issue. Listen to your body. We're going to be, a couple of the principles we're going to be doing. The first one is we're going to be connecting with our breath. And as we go into the twists, when we do our inhales, we're going to lengthen the spine as we push those sits bones down into the earth. We're going to lengthen the spine so you're going to feel those spinal processes and those discs. Just feel the spaciousness and then stretching out. And then on the exhale is when we're going to twist the body. We're going to keep our pelvis stable. Our sits bones are rooted into the earth. Pelvis is not going to be twisting. That's important too. Some of the other, it can alleviate some low back pain. Twists can, strengthens the back. It can also help with some carpal tunnel as we have the hand out on the floor, extended out. Has been known to help some carpal tunnel. So let's begin our practice. Let's start with an opening meditation. And we're just going to connect with our body for a few breaths, breathing into the lower abdomen. You can hold a hand mudra if you like Hakini. All my fingers touch, and a closed circuit here, and activating all those meridians, and just breathing into the belly and become aware of your body. Fully aware of the body. Earth below, shoulders are, your head, your torso, your pelvis and your hips, your abdomen, your legs, your feet. And bring yourself to breath awareness, noticing that breath into the belly. And diving inward into Pratyahara. Bring your awareness to sensation inside the body. That dynamic energy field and aliveness within. And you feel that pulsation of your heart beating. Fully present, take this moment now to set an intention for your practice. It could be for the practice, it could be for the day, it could be for this month or a lifetime, a year, whatever it is you are wanting to manifest and bring into reality in your life. And feeling those emotions as if it is so for you. And letting that intention go with a this or better, this or better, this or better. And let's begin with a little bit of opening up the body, some gentle head rolls, finding the direction that works best for you to start, taking your time, and remembering through this practice there's ever pain, we always back off immediately. You find a spot that's juicy, you can massage that spot. Bring all your awareness into the body. Go in the other direction with your hand. Noticing sensation. And coming back to center. We're going to just do a little twisting. This is a twist. So just find a little gentle twist while you're in this easy pose. Twisting the body. Remember that pelvis is stable. And one of the things you can think of when we get into the deeper twists, especially when we at like our knee down twist on one of our last ones, we're going to be twisting the spine, the cervicals, one direction, the thoracic, the other direction, and then we're going to be doing the lumbar, the opposite direction. So it's like wringing out a rag. So this is a good detoxification for the body. That's another benefit of twists, detoxifying the body. Of course, it also helps all of the abdominal organs. All right, let's bring the legs out straight. And we're going to cross the feet. So just take the left over the right. And we're going to inhale as we lengthen. We're going to go into a gentle forward fold. And exhaling, hinging forward. With a little twist in the legs. A little different sensation. And find your gentle edge. And when you find that gentle edge, just breathe into it. You can relax the spine a little bit and breathe. Coming up. We're going to go over to the other side. Twist those legs the other way. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, hinging forward. Hands are down on the earth. Find your edge. And breathe and relax into the pose. And coming up. And we're going to move into a seated twist. And there's a couple ways to do this. I had to take a little sip of water. Thank you for that. There's a couple ways we can go into a seated spinal twist. And one is to just keep one leg straight. So I have my left leg straight. I'm going to take my right leg and bring it to the outside of the left leg. The other is to bring that opposite leg in and straighten up the legs. And so I have my right leg, my right knee up. I'm going to take this left hand. And there's a couple ways we can do that. We can hug it this way, or we can bring it over to the edge this way. I'm going to take the right hand behind my back. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhaling, twist. And one more time. And release. Coming back, and a little micro twist to the other side. And then we're going to shift legs. So my right leg is out straight now. Take the left leg over the outside of the right leg. I like to vary sometimes in, but I like to balance. That's another principle, is that we want to do our twists the same evenly on each side. So if I do 3 breaths on one side, I'm going to do 3 on the other. If I curl my leg in on one side, I'm going to curl it. I'm going to take this right arm, whichever way you want, outside. Left arm is back. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, twist. 2 more breaths. And when you're done, back to center, releasing, maybe taking that little micro twist. And we're going to move into a really fun one, a Jasana. So I'm going to take both knees over to one side, and I'm going to I have my left leg on top. So that foot is going to be going 90 degrees behind me. My right one is below, and that's horizontal. And my left ankle is resting on the arch of my right foot. It's a beautiful pose. So I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to bring it underneath the right hand underneath my top leg, which is my left leg. And I can press this right hand into that right thigh. And then I'm going to take my left hand behind me and the same. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, twist. Over that left shoulder. Now I can also take this left hand and wrap it around my waist and grab the elbow of the opposite hand. You want to deepen it a little. One more breath. And releasing. Little micro twist to the other side. And we'll move over to the other side. So now my left leg is on the bottom, and that is horizontal. My right leg is on top. My right ankle is on the arch of my left leg, and that's facing 90 degrees. I'm going to take the left hand under my right knee, and I can also press that left hand into my left thigh to help the twist. This right hand is behind me for the first breath, and the option to inhale, lengthen, exhaling, twist. And there's that option. Again, if you want to take this right hand and you want to bring it over to the left elbow. Inhaling, lengthen, exhaling, twist. One more breath. Beautiful. Releasing, coming back to center. Little micro twist on the other side. And we're going to move into our table pose. So a nice table pose. The knees are right underneath the hips, and my wrists are under the shoulders. And let's do a little cat-cow while we're in here, just because it's always fun. A little flexion and extension of the spine as you inhale into cow. Arching the back, keeping the tailbone up, lifting the head as you exhale into our cat, rounding the back, tucking the tailbone under, towards the belly. One more time on either side. And we're going to move into threading the needle. A little bit of a twist. Really good for the shoulders. So let's inhale the arm up. I've got my right arm up. And I'm going to exhale that right between the left wrist and left knee. And resting onto that shoulder. Bringing the head to rest on the mat. And breathe. One more breath. On your next inhale, coming all the way back up and back down. And we move to the other side. So I'm going to lift my left arm up, opening up the heart and taking the left hand between the right wrist and right knee, resting on that left shoulder. And breathe. One more breath. And inhaling back up. And bringing that hand back down. And we're going to curl those toes under, pressing into the feet, lifting the hips into downward facing dog. And let's do a little walking the dog. Beautiful job. And let's take this left leg up. And we're going to come all the way up. And we're going to move into a nice little, I'm going to go into a little deeper twist so you can see all of me. We're going to move into a nice little side angle. So I'm going to rest this arm on the thigh, other arm is reaching above. So we'll just take a breath here. And we can move into prayer pose here. And then I'm going to invite you to go into revolved side angles. All press that arm. This arm can be lifted up, over. And moving into prayer pose if you like. Nice twist. Coming back to center. Bringing the hands to the mat. And we're going to switch the leg. Moving into your side angle on the other side. Prayer pose, if you like. And then moving into revolved side angle. Nice twist. Coming back to center. And we're going to go into a nice wide stance. And we're going to move into, I didn't adjust this camera too well here. You can get me all of me. We're going to be moving into, let me adjust that. We're going to move into a Trikonasana, triangle pose, and then a revolved Trikonasana. So nice wide legs. I'm going to take the right hand down, left arm up. It's Trikonasana. Taking a nice deep breath here. And then on the next inhale, reaching the fingertips up. On the exhale, bringing that hand down. And I got my left hand on the mat. I'm going to move into Viparita Trikonasana. Revolved triangle. And breathe. You can use a block here. Nice deep twist. One more breath. Inhaling, reaching up, and exhaling, coming down. I'm going to move over to the other side. Put my right hand on the earth, moving into a nice triangle pose. Viparita. This is Trikonasana. We're going to move into Viparita Trikonasana. Revolve. Inhaling, reaching the hand up. Exhaling that hand down. And twisting away from me as you lift the left hand up. Feel that beautiful twist. One more breath, inhaling, reaching up, and exhaling, coming down. Now we're in our forward fold. We're going to go into a little twist in our wide leg forward fold. If you have SI issues, this is a pose you want to be very careful with, and maybe even opt out of this one. I'm going to take the hand into the center, my left hand, and I'm just going to reach the right arm up. Feel that nice twist in this wide leg forward fold. And breathe. You can engage those bonds if you like, that pelvic floor. One more breath, reaching up. And exhaling down, switching the hands. My right hand's on the mat. Raise the left hand up, use a little twist here. And breathe. Next inhale, reaching up. And exhaling, hand down. Let's bring the hands to the hips, lifting the head and the heart, coming up all the way back up into our standing pose. The next one I'd like to do is a half moon, and then we'll move into half moon and then revolved half moon. So we're going to have the legs nice and wide. And remember, with a half moon, you want to bring that hand a little bit forward up the front leg and a little further wider. So just find that spot where you're going to anchor that hand for your half moon. And then we're going to lift that back leg up. So as we bring that hand down onto the mat, bringing the back leg up and taking a breath here, move into revolve. And let's knee and come back down. Now we're going to move into revolve so we can add that twist into our body. So we're going to be using my right leg is forward, but I'm going to be bringing that left arm in about the same spot as I had the right arm. So bending that forward knee, bringing that left arm in that same spot, lifting the leg, I'm going to twist and raise right arm up. And breathe. One more breath. And coming gently down. Beautiful job. And we're going to move over to the other side. So let's go into our half moon Ardha Chandrasana on the other side. And then we'll move into the revolved Chandrasana. Revolved half moon. So find that spot. Go forward. A little further out. And then as you bend your knee a little bit, find that spot. Raise that leg. Different than I thought. And breathe. More breath here. Just a warm up to show us what we're going to do with revolve. Coming back. Front knee to bend a little. And we're going to move into the revolve version. So finding that spot again, you can look at it. We're going to reach our hand over to that spot. Lift that back leg up. And the back arm up. And breathe. Move the wall if you need. One more breath. And come down. Beautiful. I'm getting a lot of twists in today. Really moving that spine. And our next one is a twist and a balance. Eagle pose. So this is a beautiful balancing pose. And we're going to be twisting the body and balancing at the same time. Now what I'm going to do is the leg that's going to be on top, my right side, if I take my right side and that's on top, then on the arms, my right is going to be on the bottom. So it's going to be opposite. Some people do it differently, and I've done it differently, but that's the way that seems the most majority of things. I like to start off sometime already in a little bit of a chair pose. If you want to bend those knees, bring that butt back a little bit. Now your knees are already bent. Move the weight onto the left standing leg. Bring the right leg and bring it over the left. Now, if you can wrap that foot around, you're way ahead of me. Bring the arms out. And now the right arm is over, so the right arm is going to. And bringing everything back to neutral. Engage in the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Inhaling and exhaling out. Beautiful job. We'll go to the other side. So let's move into our chair pose. Feet hip width apart. Butt back a little bit. Already in our bend. We're going to take this left leg over the right. A little bitter about bringing that foot around. We're going to bring these knees back. Center. Arms out to the side. And now I'm going to take that left arm under the right. Right in front of the face. And bring those elbows down. Engage those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And coming out. Beautiful job. And we are going to go into a very easy pose. It's just a little side prayer. So we're going to bend the knees. So I'm going to go sideways. We're going to bend the knees. I'm just going to twist the body and put the hands in our prayer position. And breathe. One more breath. Let's go to the other side. Knees. Twist to the other side. Prayer pose. One more breath. And coming out. We're ready to move down to the mat for our last pose, and that is going to be a knee down twist. But I like to go into standing yoga mudra, clasping the hands behind your back, hinging forward, opening the chest, and bringing that head lower than the heart, extending the arms out, and breathe. Honoring that heart, always honoring the heart. One more breath. And releasing hands, coming down onto the mat. We're going to move into a nice supine knee down twist. We're going to move into our releases. Releases give us a little bit of twist too. We're going to enjoy that. So we're going to come all the way down onto the back. And take a moment now to just take a few breaths and just relax into this new position. Letting some of that twist integrate into the body, noticing the inner sensation and alignment. We move through those pretty quickly. And let's keep this. My left leg is straight. I'm going to take the right knee and bend it. The right foot on the earth, feet up. Coming up onto that left side just an inch. Bringing that right knee over to the left hand guiding it over. Honoring that SI joint, that lower back, not moving into pain. I'm going to take the right hand out 90 degrees. And I'm going to turn my head, gaze out over those right fingertips. Breathing into the belly and relax. Take several breaths here. Give the back time to really integrate this deep twist. One more breath. Releasing right leg. Going back to center. We're going to switch legs. My right leg is out. My left leg is bent. Coming up onto my right side. I'm going to bring that left leg over to the right. Right hand guiding the left leg over. And my left hand is out 90 degrees. I'm going to turn my head to gaze out over the left fingertips. And breathing into this nice, beautiful, deep twist. And one more breath. Releasing left leg. And go back out. And let's bring those knees up. We're going to move into our releases. So our first release is that hula. We find those hips. And we're going to keep that sacrum flat on the earth. We're just going to gently twist, swivel the hips. Not doing any twisting right now. Everything's flat on the earth. My left hip is just swiveling down towards the left heel as my right is up towards the right arm. And then I swivel that back. Right hip comes down, left hip comes up. Breathing into the belly. And that nice swivel. The sacrum. The hips. And coming back to center. I'm going to move into hip pointers. So I'm going to root this right hip into the earth. I'm going to point the left hip up towards the sky and releasing it down. And right hip is rooted. Point the left hip. And continue at your own pace. Hip pointers. Keeping the breath flowing. One more on each side. And coming back to center. And move into some cat-cow now. Cat. We're going to press the smaller back into the earth. Tail is tucking under. And cow. Arching up off the back. Tail is sticking into the earth. Cat, cow. Breathing into the belly. Flexion and extension of the spine. And coming back to center. I'm going to walk those legs out to the wide edges of the mat. I'm just going to drop one knee at a time in towards the center. Little twist in here. Hips. One more time on each side. And then bring them back, both back up. Bringing the feet together and dropping those knees over to one side or the other. And you can either windshield wiper those legs, those knees back and forth. What I enjoy sometimes more is lifting that top knee up. Making it nice and slowly come to the other side and letting the bottom follow. And finding your preference with double knee drop. Coming back to center, let's bring those knees into the chest, rocking back and forth, and moving into our Savasana pose. Bringing the body out, making any last little adjustments, movements in the body you may need. Getting so comfortable, taking care of yourself. If you need blanket, eye pillow, something under your knees, just move into our gentle relaxation. Feeling the body sink deeply into the earth receiving the body. Relaxing all the muscles, all the bones, every system in the body, especially the brain and the mind. As we rest in deep relaxation. Several breaths. begin to take a nice deep breath into the belly. Coming back into the body. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Stretching out the body. And rolling over to one side or the other. Taking a breath here. And gently coming up to a seated position. Again, for our closing, taking this moment to feel the earth underneath you and dive into the inner being, the inner sensation. Checking in with the body. Noticing that inner aliveness, that inner landscape. Continuing to breathe into the belly. And take this moment to bring yourself back to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. And releasing that intention with a this or better, this or better, this or better. Closing with our namaste prayer. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of light, truth, and of peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for Ecstatic Yoga. You can go to ecstaticyoga.studio, find out more about our yoga teacher trainings and our yoga retreats in Costa Rica, in Lava Hot Springs, Idaho, and Salt Lake City, Utah. I am Grace, wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.